Toronto. I'm from the community of Ticket Portage. I'm a counselor with the Marin Council in the community, and I also sit on numerous boards. One of the boards I sit on is the Nelson River Sturgeon Board and the Bayline Regional Roundtable. Well, one of the ways I guess this would be a good one is with gardening in our communities. Is like it's no cost to small communities such as ours because of the increase of social assistant families that live in our communities and employment low rates of no jobs in the communities, where people can make their own fresh produce by developing a community garden and plus their own gardens on their own lots, and they're just tenants. So we also took the initiative from the Bayline Regional Roundtable to get permission from CMHC and Manitoba Housing to cultivate the land to put up gardens on these units, and they gave us the permission, where before people were scared and weary of tearing up the land that wasn't theirs, that they were just tenants. So now that they know that they got the permission, and we got more people that are interested in developing gardens right on their own lots that they live on. This way the kids can have a chance to try out vegetables that they never tried before, and where they were depending on store-bought foods before, and then I guess you see it in the kids where they were not living healthy lives, where they were getting overweight, and then where they were not exercising enough, and now that they're eating vegetables and they're actually getting involved to help their parents and stuff like that, and getting interested on how things are garden and how to get involved to help out with stuff with their parents. So then that helps out a lot too. And then we're trying to get the schools involved also by telling them that there is programs available where the school can help the kids, like to start off with tomatoes while they're in school, and then transplant these plants into the gardens when they're ready. And then we just recently got from the Bayline Regional Roundtable was a greenhouse for the whole community, so then they'll have a head start on planting certain vegetables that are too short of a season in our community to raise some of these vegetables in our community, such as corn and tomatoes, so they kind of need a head start on them. The old stories before were our community back in the 70s, I don't know the exact year, but at one time our leaders worked hard to make the community work together as a healthy community. They had a garden in place that used to be called Kistagan, and I think it was in the early 70s, and they used to raise cauliflowers and everything. They had about 6 greenhouses up, and they were huge greenhouses, and it was they were selling all the fresh produce to different communities. I don't know which communities. I don't know if it was Thompson or further south, because I was just so young at the time. But I do remember the garden being there, and a lot of the community people were working in the garden and the business. So it was kind of community run. So it was sort of like a community development kind of thing, where the community was running it. And I noticed that people were happy, and it was jobs, and they were making money off of it. So back then it was good. In the community, I also do traditional dancing. I teach to the elementary school in our community, and then I also go out to other communities such as Thompson. I just started teaching there to their elementary schools about my traditional dancing that I've learned from my grandparents. When you make people smile and you make people want to get up and dance and you make people happy, it's like medicine that you're passing on, and that was our culture back then, and that's what I learned as a kid growing up, is to respect the dance and respect other people. Respect yourself so you can respect other people and pass that medicine on. The whole family used to get up and dance. Like, it was not just one or two. It was the whole family getting up and dancing, and like I said, we all, like on gatherings such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, those kind of gatherings as a family, we all got up and danced and enjoyed each other. And it was the music that it was just like medicine to us. Like, it made us happy and joyful, and we invited other people to dance in with us when they came and visit, and it was fulfilling for all of us as a family. When my mother was living, we ate quite a bit of fish, and I lived mostly out on the trapline 6 months out of a year. So we were taken to the trapline, and we lived off the land. Like I said, my mother and father had their own garden out at the trapline, where majority of the time we never hardly bought anything from the store. She used to just buy like flour and salt and just little odd items that she needed, and then most of the stuff she grew on her own in the garden. And then a lot of the stuff we lived off the land. We ate muskrat, we ate beaver, we ate rabbit, we ate moose meat and fish. We ate a lot of fish, like at lunchtime and then supper times. Like it was vary from one wild produce to another. So, and us as kids growing up, we felt that we were healthy, and we were, I guess, because I felt healthy anyways as a kid growing up because we were always eating in those ways. It's changed dramatically, like I said, nowadays where people are kind of more or less reliable on the store-bought foods now, and it's changed quite a bit because the cultural too of our community, we lost a lot of our elders in our community were through chronic diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and stuff like that. Like we noticed that it declined so high where people were drinking, like selling, even in our community, convenience stores were selling pop. Like a lot of people were buying a lot of pop. I noticed that as a kid growing up. I see them buying Pepsi and junk food such as bags of chips and stuff like that. And then their kids were like reliable to that kind of stuff because it was right there in front of them, and it was so easy to open up a bag of chips and then to actually go home and make a meal. And then the traditional cooking style too is also being faded away because a lot of our elders have passed on, and it's the next generation, and my generation I guess is now got to take that onus of passing that on to help educate the next generation, the younger generation, about traditional ways of living. We were working with all the groups also to try and develop a skating rink in our community again. And for the time being, we're using the lake. So our recreation worker cleared the lake and then kind of flooded it, and then the kids are using that to go skating. And then we also, out at our health center, we have this community walk every summer. And then they get donations from different groups and agencies and out of the community in Thompson. And then within the community too, the different groups donate prizes. So then it kind of brings the people out in the community to come and do the community walk.